Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. So today's agenda is to cover three topics, which will be recorded into three different parts, which will be a part of your learning for SSJS or AMScript. It is very much required. Form tag will be in three-part series. Today we'll be going with one part. Form tag validation using JavaScript, because in the previous sessions you have learned about object. We'll try to map it with JavaScript programming. There will be a formal training on JavaScript also. jQuery is a library of JavaScript. So we'll try to understand the need of it, all the three, then we'll have a formal training on it. So today's only agenda is to learn form tag and how AMScript will read it. Okay. So let me begin with this. So this training is form tag and how form tag data will be read by AMScript. Make sense? Thank you. So let me begin with this. Let me start writing. This is my HTML code, and I would like to explain with the very basic functionality of how to read data coming from a form tag. How the data is coming from a form tag and how AMScript reads it. So it will be a two-page coding. So let us go with form tag. If you come from an HTML background, you'll be having it, or else there will be a formal training video. You can just go and watch it. So first comes form tag, open, and then form tag, close. You might be wondering, where is HTML tag, head tag, body tag? Not required, because we are using Chrome to run it, and Chrome is smart enough and it can understand it is HTML file. So we'll deep dive into that later. So form tag comes with two basic attributes. One is called as action, the other one is called as method. So we'll try to understand method first, which is very important, with get and post. Coming to this, we'll be having hash as of now, because we don't want to go anywhere. Okay, so or else I might require it as a result page.html. I don't have it, but I'll create it. So let me copy this, create a notepad. This is the first thing. You might have to result.html, and I'll try to have simple h1 tag, hello result page. And this result page will have our AMScript also. Okay, so I'll minimize this. I then don't need this. Form tag comes with input tag, which is a self-close tag. Preferably, this is what I expect you people to type. It will have type attribute, name attribute, and value attribute. So ID, type and name is important, not the rest of the things. So input type can have many values. In HTML, HTML 4.01 or HTML5, type gets added. By default, the value is text. By default, the value is text. Name, you can name anything. A, B, X, MNOP, but have a meaningful name. Okay, we'll discuss about that. One form tag, as a best practice, should have one input tag, which is having a type submit and reset. This is the best practice. Submit and reset. I'll save it. I'll save this, and I would like to run this. And here we have it, SFMC, developers, HTML, and form tag. Let me open this in one of the browsers, which is the Chrome. Then I would like to open it in multiple others, like the Firefox. I would like to highlight a point here. This is very important. Then I would like to display this in Internet Explorer. We're not dealing with the designing of the form, we are dealing with understanding the form tag and its working. Now, if you see all the three browsers, reset looks good for me. Reset looks good here, and it looks good here also. But submit button has a different name. That's where we need the value attribute, because if they might open in any browser, we want to show them only one value. Submit button will be calling it as create login. This will be calling it as clear login. I'll save this, and now let's see how it affects. So clear login, sorry, create the login, clear button, awesome. I'll refresh the button, create login, clear, awesome. And then if I refresh this, I'll be getting create login and clear. Good with this form tag? Awesome. So I'll be not showing this again because I don't need this, and I'll move it away. So what will happen when we click on submit? So name is important here, associated to this get method. So we'll try to have a discussion on HTTP protocol, which is very important for a web developer. HTTP protocol, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. We'll discuss that in upcoming videos, which is very important for anyone to know it. It might be PHP web developer, AMP web developer, SSJS web developer, Ruby, Java, .NET, or anyone. Okay, HTML will be HTML. Name is important. Let me give a name for this. Name can be anything. Let me type it as first name and preferably no space. Now let me reload the page and let me show you the result page, how it looks. I'll click on this, double click on this. This is the result page. If I type the name and if I click on create login, submit button, it is taking me to result page.html. There is a question mark. Anything which comes after question mark is known as query string. It is visible. It is visible because we have method get. Uppercase, lowercase doesn't make any difference in HTML, but preferably I'll type it in uppercase as a first. Now I want to go with post method. Double click, open it. You can see this one. This is form tag1.html. I'll type my details. I'll click on create login. Now the value is carried, but query string will not be shown. Very important when you are passing first credit card details, password details when someone is logging. These are very important and information which should be not shown in the URL. So always the best practice, make it as post. Always the best practice. But if you make it as get, it doesn't make any difference. It will show it. But if it is having sensitive information, you're not supposed to show it. So this is about method. Coming to this action, action is very simple. Action will take you people to the page where you mention it. Any URL which you give. It can be the current page also. So with this, so what we learned the input tag, which has to be in form tag. But before leaving the session, I would like to highlight a point here that if you don't have a form tag and if you write an input, the form looks great. The form looks great, but it won't work as expected. Let me reload this page. I'll type the name and I'll click on create login. It won't work. Clear. It won't work. Input tag is there, but it won't work as expected because you need to have this form tag. Open, and it has to be closed very clearly. Let me do this now on the clear button. I've saved it. I'll reload this. I'll type something, and if I click on clear, it is not. If I type something and if I click on create login, it will take me to the result page. This, and we don't need any server for this. We don't need any SFMC server, PHP server, Apache server, or any server to learn and practice HTML form tag. Good with this? Awesome. This is about form tag and action with method attribute with values post and get. There are many others we need to learn it, but preferably we need to learn two, which is post and get. So coming to the next one, I would like to highlight this first name. You can have anything, and I'll go with the get method because I want to show you the query string how it looks, but I want to have more than one. Okay, so let me have this one, preferably have a unique name. Okay, perfect. Let me come back, reload the page. We'll try to beautify it using CSS. I'll type the first name, I'll type the last name, and then I'll click on create login. If I click on create login, what is that you people have to observe is this. I would like to give you people a clear understanding on this. This is first name and the value. This is the name and the value. Space has been taken with the plus. Don't worry, we'll learn about that one also when it will be space and rest of it. Anything which comes after question mark. So let me assume that this is result.html question mark name, anything. Name is equal to anything which is after question mark. It is called as query string. It is called as query string. If it is more than one, it will be separated by this symbol. Many people pronounce it wrong. This is called as ampersand symbol. Key value pair. Okay, separated by ampersand. Many a times you might have to type it by yourself. So let me give you one more now so that you people will be clear. So I'll go with last name, first name, anything can be a value. But make sure that the name is unique within the form tag. And now I would like to have the email address. Okay. And what is the type? Type, I'll go with email. There is a type called email. We'll try to discuss in the part 2 about this. Now I have already saved it. Let me reload it. I'll click on login. It is going. It should not. We'll work on that. Chandra, Prasad, Chandra. I'll try to go with create login. This is by default HTML validation because of the type. Because of the type email. It is just a validation. So we'll try to have a discussion on validation and verification. There are two words which is very important in web development. I'll click on create login. Now I would like to copy this URL, put it in a notepad, and you people have to learn this. So I'll take this away, and here let us take this, zoom it. Perfect. This is key and this is the value. Whatever you have given with the name, that name will be carried. Key value. This is the separator 1 and 2. And the symbol is known as ampersand. So first name is the key, last name is the key, email is the key, which comes with HTML name, whatever you have given in the input tag. Input tag name attribute is very important. But with this, so it's great that we have learned about the basics of form tag and what is query string is all about. So after having this knowledge, so what is the next agenda for the day, which will be a separate recording. That is validation. How to write a validation code in JavaScript. That will be recorded in the next video because it is very important. Thank you for watching this video. We'll connect in the next video to understand the validation using JavaScript.